can't help yourself. You were born to be poor because you're stupid, your parents were stupid, bad DNA. And this is without much inbreeding even. I got inbreeding mentees from the hollers of Kentucky that are worse. And you wonder why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And as Donald said in his infinite wisdom, hey Dan, I hear you're trying to make poor people rich. Because I'm not telling you anything new. This 1,000% of what you've heard so far, with one or two exceptions, has been free information for at least 100 years. So I'd ask, if I were you, and I'm not you, God, thank God, why you don't know. And the two reasons, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm getting revved up like the clothes the last afternoon. Two reasons that you are where you are, you don't know what you don't know, and you did the best you could for raising kids, getting a wife, and all that shit. But those two things, those two dogs don't hunt. You don't know what you don't know, and you did the best you could. That's the excuse everybody gives. From your parents, grandpa, but those dogs don't hunt. Because now, with the internet, there's no reason not to know. The only good thing about NetScum internet is everything I've ever told you here is online. If you're really interested in pulling yourself out of the debris that you are currently in, you could have found out. Some people come here just to verify because they want to hear me say it with my lips, even though they've heard it on YouTube. There's a couple of you in here that researched me for a few months just to find out if it was really bullshit or not, which I find somewhat amusing. Andreas, 5 years researching. 5 fucking years. And there's no reason, as he showed, 50 million euro valuation, there's no reason that anybody in this room can't have a 50 million value, whatever you roll up, in 2 years, 24 months. There's no reason whatsoever, unless you're lazy or you're Greek or you're Italian or, In some of the countries that works not the best are Greece, Italy, Spain's kind of wishy-washy, France is wishy-washy, and Portugal is wishy-washy. Other than that, you can crush them in Europe. Oh, and Ukraine and Russia, where they'll just take the deal, steal from you, and might put a bullet in your head at the same time. Any questions about the Viking bitch? Yes, sir, in the back.
She mentioned about sweeping the accounts.
Oh. She went to the hardcore when Dan Locke, one of my mentees, went to the hardcore, and he checks and sweeps cash twice a day. Not once a day, twice a day. Because he has, 1,500 source of revenue that's coming in. And I make fun, it's not really true, but I make fun because almost everybody that does business with Dan, it's not true, I'm exaggerating Dan, is Asian. But that's where the world is. That's where the world is. Okay, sweep the accounts. You look at your accounts because depending on how many sources of income, revenue you have, it's very easy. And depending on how many people have passwords, some guys, and you can't, I'm gonna tell people here, don't sign the checks yourself. You don't have time for that. Checks, 5,000, 2 signatures, 5,000 above, 3 signatures. There's ways of guarding against them taking the money, but they'll still find a way to get the money. And so she never thought that anybody would take money from her. She's from Texas, all-state basketball player, blah, blah. And so that's why she sweeps the accounts now. And but if you have good systems and procedures in place, you don't have to do that. But I haven't signed a check in 40 years, maybe. I haven't paid for anything with a credit card in maybe 25 years. When I'm out and traveling, Sally gives me 20 pounds when I'm in England, the UK, in case I get lost or something. And she gives me only $20, which is less money when I'm in New York or LA, $20. That's it. I don't carry money. And I normally forget the 20 pounds and the $20. But that's what she means by sweeping the accounts. And when she was talking about ethnicities, that was her politically correct way that black, brown, yellow people will steal from you. And you have to be careful. Also white. Be careful. She said, know the ethnicities and the background. That was her politically correct way. She said, everybody will steal from you. Which is fucking 1,000% true. 1,000. Sally and I made more money than God when we were in Asia for 13 years. But it was hard fucking work. Hard fucking work. Every morning you woke up, who's gonna clip me today? Who's gonna steal from me? China, Indonesia, the Philippines. It's hard work. And there are 3 programmers. You put in a new program, there's 3 guys to hack you before the sun goes down. But you can make a lot of money. I'm too old now for that hassle. My hair was his kind of gray, this guy, when I went to Asia. But it depends how bad you want it. And Sally and I cleaned up. And we pay taxes too. Government, inland revenue. We pay taxes. You only worry about paying taxes when you're not making enough money. Did I answer your question, sir? Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Where is she now? What is her net worth?
Where is the Viking bitch? She's in Houston, Texas. CEO of her conglomerate, not conglomerate, but I mean her healthcare conglomerate. And you heard her say she's going off into 2 other areas. She's buying up professional doctor practices, and she's buying agencies that place people in healthcare positions. She's also buying those up. And I hear that she's looking at hospitals. Which, unless, well, I'd be surprised that she's not going to have to, because the cash flow won't cover the debt service, unless she buys some little small hospital to start, and the cash flow of her existing business will cover the debt service, the spread between the value of the property and the value of the income stream. But she's away and rolling, and Viking Bitch 2, her slightly 1 inch shorter, unidentical twin is doing the same thing. And but it doesn't have, again, with the greatest respect, Viking Bitch 2 doesn't have the same leadership skills as she does. But she's got an extraordinary. And again, we can make you the biggest shareholder. And unless you really do something wrong, you're going to be the biggest shareholder by a big margin. And the board's there to govern, to keep you out of jail, so to speak. That's what I say. And but you got to lead. You got to, they follow you. And you've heard 2 or 3 of the guys say through leadership, and that's true. That's true. But I mean, and so there are speed bumps. Now, some guys come here, that guy that had been in jail 7 times, and he can do it. Why the German prison system ever let the fucker lose is beyond me. To me, 7-time loser, 7 times. You'd think they're just gonna keep him there. But the jails in Germany are too full. And he came here, and then he came to the hardcore. He said, this is a fucking, he said, is this legal, Mr. Pena? God almighty, I didn't have to go to jail but once. A 7-time convicted felon. He says, I only had to go to jail once if I'd known this shit. But you guys are gonna noodle it. You're gonna think about it. You're gonna figure out which industry. 2 years later, I'm gonna get an email from 2 or 3 of you. I decided to do healthcare. Then 4 or 5 years from now, I pivoted from healthcare to technology. Then 4 or 5 years, I'll be gone by then. 4 or 5 years from now, I decided to do property, like you said, because the property cycle is already crashed and is on its way back up. Anything else about the Viking bitch or anything?